Hi there, I'm Bingu Schmingu, and welcome to Hidden Gems, a new thing I'm trying where I look over games, shows, movies, comics, or whatever else I think is underrated media and not as popular as it should be. And today I want to talk about a really cool animated show I watched called Heroes Inside. So, first up, what's the plot, the story, the main general concept of the show? Well, basically, it's about this kid who finds a comic book about a D-list superhero he's never heard of named Crying Man, and while reading, he finds out he can summon the hero inside the comic book with the power of his imagination and basically tell him what to do. He also finds out that there are other comic books out there too, and not all of their readers are as selflessly good as he is, and so he has to fight with them for control over these comics. It's got a really fun premise, they do a lot with it. There's a lot of really fun heroes inside the books, and they each have their own implied backstories, personalities, really fun designs, some of which parody popular superheroes in a way that feels like fresh and unique. The show really reminds me of something like Pokemon or maybe Ben 10. The show has a very wholesome vibe all in all, and it has genuinely awesome action. Speaking of which, next up I'm going to talk about the animation of the show. The animation in this show is genuinely something else. It uses 3D models, and I feel like they kind of needed to do that because had they not, I don't think they would have been able to create the kind of action scenes that this show has without a much higher budget in 2D. There is so much dynamic movement in this show, and it looks awesome. Every fight has these really cool abilities, really cool shots, and they're just genuinely awesome. From the very first action scene we see in the show where Crying Man jumps into action to stop a truck in the coolest way ever, I knew that the action in this show was going to be fire. They even recreate the Spider-Man 2 scene, and I like that movie, and I like that scene, and I think that scene is really good, and I like that scene, and I really like that scene, and I love Spider-Man. I also want to talk about some minor gripes that I had with the show. First of all, the dialogue. The dialogue is a bit off in this show. It has the same problem that anime has sometimes, where characters will make weird noises to express their emotions, like, huh? Ah! The show is very short, okay? And I feel like they needed more time for certain things. And it is very entertaining throughout. They stuff a lot of stuff in there, and it's very interesting, but we don't really get enough time with him. But, you know, if the complaint about a show is that it's too short, then it's probably a good show at the very least, right? I wasn't bored at any point while watching this show. And that's about it. I would definitely recommend the show. Please check it out. Please consider watching at least one episode. Come on, man. One episode, man. Come on. I think it's on HBO Go, which isn't available in my country. Don't ask how I watched it. The heroes might not approve. And that's about it from me. So I hope you enjoyed. That was like my first video on YouTube, and I am still trying to learn how to record and everything and do all this stuff. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you watch the show because it's pretty good.